order. It's nice to see everybody. Welcome to the 2025 meeting. We have several people joining us by Zoom today. Welcome everybody. We miss you down here. The ocean is beautiful and our beach is the largest beach I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, that's
The
really
sand
true.
is coming in. So we're going to start our budget meeting. I first of all would like to acknowledge that we have been served papers by Jeff Bongiorno. He's requesting official records from the association. So we'll put that in the minutes.
Can I interrupt and say, don't we normally do a roll call? I'm curious about who is on the
Not at the
call.
budget meeting.
Only at the
Not at
annual,
the budget meeting?
only at the annual meeting.
Only at the annual meeting?
Yeah, cause this is a board budget meeting.
I see. Okay, thank you for clarifying.
And there's gonna be a lot of things covered today, so we're gonna close the floor to questions until we're complete. Because there's a lot to be covered, and after we've gone through the budget, if there's questions, everybody's certainly welcome to do it, but let's get through it instead of bobbing from question to question.
But you won't vote on it until you hear from us?
That'd
Is
be
that
fine.
correct?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be fine.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
John is in the treasurer for our association.
Right,
So
so
he's going through this, so he'll have the floor.
don't shoot the messenger, okay? There-
Shoot.
Everybody is aware that, or I believe is aware of the changes in the laws in the state of Florida, and with regard to reserves. So, we've had the engineering study, which is what's the name?
Miles.
Milestone.
Yeah. And
Sears.
And essentially that study by the engineer mandates our repair. It mandates what we have to do. And we have to fully fund those reserves. So if there's an appeal to anyone on a particular item for repair, potentially the engineer, but for the most part, that is the way this system is set up. So your board no longer has control over those reserves. They're mandated by state law and they're coming into effect. There is a little twist here right now, is that our roof, by the engineering study, is saying we have 2 more years left on our roof. Our insurance company has told us that they will only insure our roof, this is the last year. So the insurance company is saying, that's it, we're out if you don't replace your roof. The engineer is saying, you can get another year out of that roof. We're looking at it going, okay, if we extend the roof and we don't have insurance, then that's a huge liability for us. If we do the roof 1 year early, it's a 30-year roof, we're not sure what that impact is, but the roof is the only thing that's kind of there, and we're really looking at it going, looking at the storms that we've had in Florida, looking at the insurance environment that is in Florida, we really feel as a board that it would be prudent to do our roof 1 year early and get it done. So we're talking about, and we don't know the value of the roof. We've had a couple estimates. The engineer who did our report has been engaged to produce a bid document. So he will supervise the bid and ensure that we get what we paid for, and he'll come and inspect the roof as the construction process is going. But it's somewhere around, we think around $700,000 is what this roof is gonna cost. So right now, the way we're leaning as a board is doing the roof this summer. And that's the big budget item that it's either, it really doesn't have that much to do with the funding, because the funding's gotta happen over the next 2 years. We gotta get up to full funding. So there's not really much as far as individual cash flow that's really gonna change whether we do the roof this year or next year. We do have a line of credit for $250,000, which has not been used at the bank. So there is cash available to do the roof as we get moved through this, if we had to draw on our line of credit, et cetera. So, that's the one thing in the budget that is kind of out there, right? Engineers saying one thing, insurance companies saying the other. I'm looking at going, if we have to pay an extra 200,000 or 100,000 for insurance because we got a shitty roof, is that really prudent when we gotta do it anyway? You know, I just don't, we don't think that that's a good thing, so. So there's really, if you have your budget document, there's some things just to orientate you to the document itself we can cover quickly.
There are copies on
Who needs a copy?
I need a copy.
You need a copy? You get a copy.
We have a copy of that.
Anybody else?
Okay, so on the document, we have categories: revenue, expenses, different breakdown of expenses. We see approved our 2024 budget for 2024, and we see our year-to-date spending. I'm gonna apologize for this projected, we've been really focused on the budget itself and the reserves. This projection is a mathematical calculation of where they think we'll be at the end of the year, which I disagree with. It's showing us running over budget, but a lot of these expenses happen at a certain time and then they don't occur. So to mathematically extend that out doesn't seem to make sense. We are pretty much on budget for the year. We have two exceptions. The insurance is up $20,000 from the previous year, so we're high 20,000 on our insurance, and the utilities have gone up. So with the change in the water, we don't know if it's water flow or why we're consuming more water than we did prior to the booster pumps, but we are.
We did
And-
find some broken plumbing and got
Yeah,
that
we probably
fixed.
have maybe a couple leaky toilets people have left, and things like that can really consume a lot of water.
And
The-
for
the-
that,
the-
we need an inspection.
We also have outside the irrigation system.
Yeah, that's what
Right.
I'm talking about,
Yeah,
like that
we have a
plumbing
lot of
is what was
problems
leaking
outside.
and, yeah.
Yeah, so, the utilities have gone up. Now, the beauty about water is they pay you to deliver it to you and they pay you to take it away, so the sewer goes up expenses as well, right? So, so we're seeing utilities up towards the $11,000. Again, that is a projected number. I really don't think we're going that high, but, in a number of areas, i.e. contingencies were low, so plus or minus, this budget is gonna come in around, and so really, the two things that we don't control, insurance, and we don't control utilities. What we do control, which is $147,000 budget, we're looking like next year we might increase by 2%.
It's 40% already.
Hmm?
How do you have, go ahead. 105, it's like a 50% increase.
So, looking at the proposed budget next year, we're showing an $11,000 increase in expenses, which is the utilities. This is the far right-hand column, which is $94,000. And then we go down to operating expenses, $197,000. That's going up from $149,000 versus $147,700. Follow those two numbers of operating expenses.
147 is on the left,
147
approved.
on the far right is the budget for next year. So that's,
105, is that the 105?
That's just year-to-date through August.
The paper you handed out doesn't have the information on it.
I'm sorry, what do you have?
Where are we year to date now? This is August.
Okay, I'm sorry. The document that was mailed out to everyone,
This is what you should have.
I didn't receive anything.
I didn't either.
there was a mailed document
I
for
don't
all
ever
orders.
receive anything. I need to start receiving.
I didn't get any.
Make some copies right now?
This is what we should be looking for.
You wanna make some copies from Patty's?
Do we have any extra copies?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need some copies. I need to look at it. Emily's upstairs.
So with the notice of the meeting, everybody was to get this budget.
got it.
Oh, yeah.
I even got the full report.
Did you get it? She didn't get it, I didn't get it, who else didn't get
Well,
it?
Angelina,
You didn't get it?
please check, can you confirm those mailing addresses?
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
So,
Right, Bryce, you didn't get it either?
Okay, Quincy.
How many people did not receive one?
We know a couple that are not present that told me they didn't.
And I don't
receive
think Angela got hers either, cause I asked her to check her mail.
I know.
And I checked mine and I.
Zero notice, the day before Thanksgiving.
Anything at all?
Nothing.
Nothing.
It's like Congress when they ran down the
So
CR.
I'm sure you get your coupon books in your bill.
Same thing.
No,
No,
Nothing.
I put, mine just goes
So you
direct, I don't have a coupon book either, they just take it out of my account.
that doesn't work like that.
And the weird thing is, it used to go to my house, but I've been here for 2.5 years, and I still get stuff forwarded from my house still, and I haven't gotten it, so that's weird too.
Have you heard of the
Hopefully-
change of address?
Yeah.
So essentially, the
Angelina, could I make a request that we just send out, an email, blast email with a form to be filled out with the correct mailing address, and have everybody send it back in, and then that way, thank you.
Send in a proof so that we know whether they opened it or not.
Then he showed me that because he said you made him a copy.
Pass it back.
Then he
Yeah.
said you made him a
Yeah,
copy and then I
So-
just took a picture.
So back to the budget, we have utilities, which is, we're projecting are going up $11,000.
So we don't even have copies to look at, right?
Well, they were mailed.
Thank you, Mayor.
No one got them.
Yeah, a lot of people got them.
Yeah, a lot of people got them, yeah.
I got 3 of
Illinois
them.
got 'em.
Everybody got them. And
You own, you own enough units, you should get more.
You got yours?
There's also things to check in spam, junk,
checked everywhere,
Right,
check
okay,
everywhere.
but I did know that.
We're here today somehow.
Let me, you can catch up once you get the document in front of you, I'm just gonna explain certain things. So we have categories of expenses, which are basically utilities, and then we have operating expenses, which are, you know, our staff here, cutting the lawn, cutting, you know, the trees, beach cleanup, et cetera. Those the budget last year was for $147,760. The budget for this year, the proposed budget, is to go up less than $2,000 on those items, which is less than 1.5%. And so the proposed budget is to go up to $149,200. That's the difference in the budget. So we're running the building and operating the building is essentially staying the same. The reason for all of this is the new mandates for the report and for reserves. And that's where it's coming from. So the building's not going wild, we're not fixing anything, we're just doing all the regular maintenance that has always been done, right? So that's what happened. And the balance, we have administrative expenses, and the administrative expenses, the big bump is insurance. And insurance, we bumped $20,000. We're gonna wait till the end of the meeting.
It's just under the operating expenses, there's a $21,000, bump in janitorial. Can you explain that?
No, it's not.
It's not?
No, that's year end, that's year
that's
to
year
date,
end?
August 31st.
Okay, so we don't know where we are right now, year to date, because that's just August 31st.
That was,
Right, we have the numbers through August.
Okay,
It's way too high anyway for the year. You don't need a full-time guy
thanks, Jeff, yeah.
to be PJ's golfer.
So, moving to the reserves, we were hopeful that the line of credit could be used in the calculation for our reserves, but that is not there. So, basically, we're mandated to come up with $1.1 million in total reserves for full funding.
What's the statute on that?
This is what we're told from council, so
Yeah,
I'm.
Yeah, you guys don't even know.
it's in 718 that got approved last July.
And how does that impact our exact formula, which years? This is what we need to look at, but go ahead, I'm sorry, no questions.
It's
Cause UES engineer,
Call questions till
Yep.
the end,
Yeah, can
please.
so, what we have proposed here is to get up to full funding on the reserve over the next 2 years. And after that, then we come back to normal. You know, and there is a reserve document floating around that came from the report of what fully funded is, and I believe everybody has a copy of this, so we've kind of moved to this document.
This is
So,
page 2, right?
yes.
The second page. Distribution of accumulated reserves. Everybody on the second page?
Yes.
Let's see that.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
that's where we are.
So, these categories are not set by your board. They're set by the report, they're mandated, is what we've been told. What I was hoping was that we have the funds that we currently have on hand, and that we could deduct this $250,000 line of credit because it's potentially a reserve. But what we got back from the bank is they said that has been denied, at this point, that we cannot use our reserve, or our line of credit as part of our reserve fund. And that's what our bank is currently telling us.
Capital.
And I still believe that there are things in Tallahassee moving around on this, I don't really know.
I do.
But at this point, this is the advice that we're getting.
The other thing is the budget and reserves class Becker had, that Becker is our attorneys, and the one that Al and I just participated in also said that, like, the line of credit cannot be used to offset some of the reserves. The reserves have to be collected.
The only way that we could potentially do it would be draw the line of credit and put it in our bank account.
Right.
And then that would penalize the people that can fund this, and, you know, so it wouldn't be equal to do that. So, the reserve has always been or the line of credit has been the emergency fund. Yes?
Can I just ask one question on that? In order to meet the reserve requirements, is it a one-time proof of funds to the state? Like, if you're talking about withdrawing the funds from the line of credit, putting it in the bank account, could we move that money for a short period of time to prove that we have the reserves and then move it back? Or does it have to be fully funded throughout the duration of the year?
I don't know that we could just take a snapshot of the money and move it back. You know, that would be, that would.
You still have to pay for
Yeah,
it.
that.
Bottom line, we're gonna have to pay
Without the
for
line of
it.
credit, you're obviously gonna have to pay
Yeah.
for it,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
Plus, we have need for about $700,000 for a roof, so we need the money, right? We're gonna need the money to do the roof repair, right?
Thank you, John. Two things that controls the whole conversation. And outside of the fact that nobody wants to pay any money, we're all the same, but we have to. Insurance controls everything, not just in Florida. I got stuff in Illinois, it's worse than it is here. Okay, so don't think that we're unique here. We're unique because it's waterfront and all that. But insurance controls deals all day long. We have transactions that conclude because of insurance. That's how much we depend on that. So thinking that we can postpone or borrow from people, PayPal and all that, it's not gonna work, it's gonna fall apart. So we're all owners and we all care about what we have, and in order to go forward, we gotta have insurance. In order to have insurance, we need the roof. When we go and nickel and dime everything, the second point that I like to make, I've done a lot of construction recently, prices have skyrocketed in material. What they were last year, today, they're at least 30% more. Okay? Has anybody bought a 2x4 or anything like that? They went from 99 cents to $1.50, they're now $4.75 each. And that's not even prime. We're working with a roof, there's a lot of material going up there. So if today is established at 700 and we do it 2 years from now, that's 700 just the material alone. The labor is gonna increase.
That's not true. The petroleum is
No,
gonna
hold
go down
on.
on day one.
Yes,
Petroleum's
but-
going down
Sir,
on day
hold
one of
on.
Trump. You're not an expert, so we don't really care about your opinion.
It's not an opinion, it's a matter of fact. It's a
Alright.
matter
So
of fact.
we're
Let's
gonna
get
pull this
back.
meeting back
I
to
can
the
do-
budget discussion, but thank
Right.
you.
You're welcome.
So, essentially, on this document, does everybody have this document now, the one that's
Yes.
mailed?
Jim, on page
On the
It's a
back
setup.
side
They're all
of the
friends.
reserve,
It's a setup.
it shows
He's
the
carrying their
quarterly
water.
Payments, it shows the quarterly payments on the back side of the reserve for the units, for the breakdown. Now, I don't have with me the individual unit numbers that correspond with these percentages, I know we do have them, right? But that is showing moving to fully funded in 2 years, which is all been mandated by the report that we did. And the report is available, has it been sent up to everybody?
Yeah, the source
Yeah.
report?
Yeah.
Yeah, I included it on the
Right.
last email.
Right,
Fully funded in 2 years, you mean last year and this year?
this year, next year.
We were told that last year. We lost a year.
Well, we went fully funded
Yeah, it's
based
always a
on what
well.
we knew at that time, Jeff.
Mhm.
And then
Okay.
Sarah's report had
Well-
not been done.
Yeah. We get
And the
notified.
reality is, we have a roof.
There's no transparency. We get notified last minute, the day before Thanksgiving. No.
That's because.
And then you
we were
wanna take our
doing
units when you
research.
don't get the wire, and then you wanna throw our lawn furniture out. I'm done.
Jeff,
It's a very adversarial situation we're in, okay?
Yeah.
Actually, it's only when you step in the room.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
Ask Angela when you wanna throw
Sir,
our
I
furniture
don't
out.
know you, but I left my Thanksgiving kitchen to come and listen to this very important meeting.
And we're being gaslit.
No, we are not.
Yes.
I live down the street at the Bellamar house. We have the exact same situation. I have a condo in New Jersey. We have the exact same situation.
Yeah, I have 4 other ones. It's
So,
not
sir,
quite
I
as
would
bad.
appreciate it if you would
Get-
let
get
our,
Get in your car and go to Tallahassee.
If you would
'cause
let
that's
our
where the-
No, I'm at
elected
Tallahassee, and the
board
laws are changing. They're gonna raise it to
Yeah.
5 and above. All
would
of
you
this is gonna
please
be.
let our elected board speak? I, for one, am very interested to hear what they have to say.
Jeff, one of the things that you're not taking into consideration, I know you're talking to Tallahassee, and that's fine. But what we did last year were what the 3 mandated categories were by the state at that time. We got this one, this came with the engineer's report this year for the 2025 season, that this is all what's mandated.
UES Milestone is formed in Tallahassee right when Surfside went down. They're funded by Palm Beach Capital. There's a lot of dirty business going on in Tallahassee. I don't trust them. They're a brand new company. We need an engineer from the community with at least 20 years experience, not UES Milestone, who's 4 years incorporated right when Surfside
But
went
they're
down.
licensed by the
That's-
state, and
that's-
that's what we have
that's
to go
fine.
with, so.
We want local,
Be that as it may.
not a Tallahassee engineer, a local
Yeah.
engineer. That report is garbage.
Okay,
Stop it.
I'm very sorry, I have to leave,
Okay.
and I would like to say what's my opinion. I believe we need the roof now, because 2 years from now, this roof will cost us much more.
Yes.
But what I would like to propose, that we pay one-time assessment for the roof.
I agree.
And
agree.
then,
Not
our
payments.
employee,
One time and done.
I agree.
one-time assessment, and there will be no questions.
No more.
Done. Our expenses are under control.
Yeah, the ones that we
They
have
are
control
under
over,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and I'm so sorry, I have to leave.
Thank
and
you, Maya.
That's why I had to
Say hi
say
to Mom
something.
for us. Say hi
How
to
I
Mom.
feel about
Thank you
it.
for your contribution.
Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving, Maya. Happy
Okay.
Thanksgiving.
Moving right along.
That is certainly something that the board
Oh.
could
Yeah.
look at, and,
Money is money, it doesn't matter how it comes in, as long as it comes in, we have to build it. So, we can call it an assessment, we can call it dues, we can call it whatever we want, but eventually, it's all going in the same bucket, which is
I have
the
something to
one that
say.
has to get to the million one.
I just wanna say something about that. My concern is if the maintenance is too high, other people won't wanna buy a property. If they don't wanna buy the property, the prices may go down. So I think an assessment makes much more sense than adding it to the maintenance. I just wanted to put that out.
okay.
And that's,
Are we putting the floor yet?
to questions or
No.
comments?
No, not yet. We're gonna try and wait until the end. We're gonna give everybody the time at the end, but we just wanna get through everything first, 'cause we've got a lot.
So, and the final thing is we have a non-mandatory reserve funding, and this is completely up for discussion. As an association, we've had our reserves, when we had elevators, et cetera, and we've been topping those up. So that is in this budget as well, and that's $12,890. And it can stay, it can go, it really doesn't matter. Building reserves avoids eventual assessments to replace elevators and things like that, but, at this point in time, they've been a tradition of our association to build the reserves, but, because we're so aggressive this year, I'm thinking that we don't need to do that, that we do not
But that's
do
only gonna give us
anything
12,000.
other than it's $12,000, it's not almost 13, it's not significant, but
I just have a question, John, because it does seem like a small amount. How much is that, how approximately, how much would that be per unit? I mean, if it's like $50,
it's not
It's-
much.
Right.
don't you think, I think we should keep it, it's painless, if it's
Well,
that
not only
small
that, but
amount.
I was surprised the elevator wasn't in the mandated state things for our building, because elevator is a major item.
Our compressor, we're having an issue with,
Yeah.
because it
Right.
states that it holds 2,000, but it truly doesn't.
Right.
And that's why the alarm keeps tripping.
So anyway, so,
So, it's 250, nice round number, it's $250 a unit.
That's fine.
So I think the reserve fund is very
Is what you're
important.
talking about?
$250 what, a quarter, a year, or what?
It needs to be there.
$250 a unit per?
Per year.
That's
yeah.
fine.
for the
So-
little reserves,
That should just be a special.
the non-mandatory.
Right.
Right.
And those reserves, they have to get spent on the things we reserve them to, or as an association, we can vote to pool them in or move around, but it's not a board decision. So if we put $250 of your money in the elevator account, it stays in there for the elevator account unless we all decide that, by the way, we need to fix our parking lot, or something like that. So, but we are going aggressively at reserves to get $1 million.
Do you wanna hear?
Yeah, we didn't need to fix the parking lot, we had another 2 years, another thing.
So I think we can open the floor to questions.
I was
I'd
gonna
like
say, wanna ask Paul and
Yeah,
Al first, board members?
Al, Paul, do you have any comments?
No, guys, this time
No
I'm
questions.
taking it all in, that's it. Yes.
We had a question for one of the people here. Give them-
So I'd
One
ask
of the
people to
Zoom
limit
questions.
their question period to 5 minutes, please. Thank you.
I guess if nobody is going first, I will.
Yeah, absolutely.
Identify yourself.
Who are you?
Catherine Bird.
Oh, okay. Kate.
Turn it up. I
Can hear
think
you.
I think
Where's the
that
phone?
there
On the
are,
TV?
are you hearing me okay?
Can you
Yes.
speak a little louder,
Yeah,
please?
not well.
I can certainly try, you're unable to hear me?
Is it coming through the TV?
Yeah.
Can you change the sound?
Other people should mute their computer, mute
Yeah.
their voice,
No?
their microphone.
You gotta put the sound through the HDMI so it comes through the TV.
It will come through the TV.
Now I'm in.
And you're breaking up. Wanna call someone's cell and go on speaker?
Oh, okay, are you able to hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay, what I wanted to say is that I think we need to be vigilant here. I think that, I think if other people unmute their, mute theirs, then we won't have the reverb. There are, it would seem that every developer and developers are targeting our building. Our building is over 30 years old, this happens all over it's a little bit shaky, its ratings are not good, started up with the new mandates, that were spurred from the Surfside, collapse. And, with that, it would make, that we're basing everything we have to do immediately on this report from a company, funded by Palm Beach Capital, I don't know if you
Yeah.
invest in that, but we should get our milestone report done from a local, professional engineer. We have professional engineers here, not licensed in the state of Florida, Ernest One, Chicago, get a good, solid local company with 15 years at least, to do our milestone report and to base our
Texted, we're
assessments
busted.
in reality. Now, again, this is all already in play by whoever, we're getting the call, that's what milestone, that's what, this particular engineering company is sort of famous for, they inflate costs and pave way for developers. So please, let's not fall into being, scammed. I wanna say that, I also wanna say, I applaud the fact that, I think all these budget items should be looked at, but particularly this growth. Again, assessment, most residents would prefer an assessment to get value for their money, as opposed to devaluing properties by having high HOA fees.
They wanna do.
I think we need to stop and get a decent milestone report from a reputable company and proceed with caution here, because we're falling prey to something. I also wanna say, I know, John, you've been buying up a lot of units and whatnot. Okay, and that's good, and I do like the fact that Johnson is being paid well and that he has additional hours. I have noticed him working, unfortunately, on your unit, during condo time. Now, and I am just as guilty as anyone. Hey, I slipped in 200 to go to the roof and check something out for me. But I think we just need to be vigilant and prudent on all fronts here, or we won't have this beautiful property that so many of us value. There are sharks all over, and that's just what's going on right